Welcome to Authentic Living with Roxanne, a place where we have conscious conversations about things that really matter in our lives. And now here's your host, Roxanne Derhodge.
Hi everyone, it's Roxanne Derhodge. Thanks for tuning in again today for Authentic Living with Roxanne. Today I have a special guest, something that blew me away when I saw him perform for the first time, and this was at Forbes. This is Miha Pogačnik. Pogačnik. We were talking about this and I screwed it up earlier, his name. He blew me away when I was introduced to him at Forbes. He is a violinist that has had a path that's been absolutely amazing. Starting in his love and passion for music, he has played concert halls throughout the world, and then decided with time that he was going to listen to his innate heart and created a space where he allows corporations and leaders to listen to the space of the violin and their masterpiece, and they deconstruct what the space that they need to in order to tap into their unconscious space to create trust. So Miha, thanks so much for coming on today.
Yes, hello Roxanne, and hello your audience. What a pity we are not interface, but we have to go through Zoom, but that's the modern world. I'm very honored and very pleased that we have time now to talk about these issues. As you mentioned in your introduction, I have created quite different innovation that one thinks of usually when you say innovation. You think about new digital device. But what I do is I take something very old, masterpieces of classical music, and I bring it in the center of observation for the leaders to learn from it how to organize and how to lead the companies.
The explosion of creativity is fun. Yes, if there's a lot of back and forths, whereas if it's a strategic plan that's mostly in your head, it just is, it's work, it's not fun, it's not playful. Whereas from the artistic lens, when you're trying to clear away from the head and get to the heart, it can be chaotic, but it's also in its madness. It provides so much more.
Yeah, one could call it fun, but it's more than fun. You know what you mean? Words are missing for these deep experiences. We don't have words, and it's good so, because with words we would kill it. So it's good. But it's important to know that when you are really connected with what you want to do, you are in another sphere of life. You are in your highest possible expression, which fills you with special kind of joy and purpose.
It's almost like, I would say, like you open up, the crown chakra, because you are so connected to the universal energy, and something happens. It's like when I was writing my first book, Miha, I don't feel like, I know I was writing it, but it came from a space that was bigger than me.
Great. I honor you for that. Just let's go on. Now let's take this as a two realities. One reality here and the other reality here. Yeah. And in between there is a gap. In other words, we all have this challenge in our lives, all people who are awake and developing. I'm not talking about early pensionists. That's also there, unfortunately. People do not have the chance or possibility to always develop to the last breath. Yeah, but this reality, one could say, is on one hand, everyday need, basic needs, eating, drinking, budgets, and all that. And at the high sphere, like goal, idealism, uniqueness, absolute inspiration. Also in Maslow pyramid, we have that, self-realization, and at the bottom is basic needs. Now can we look about how these two spheres can come together in life and in leadership and in organization? Can we look at that? I was just last week, I was working online, unfortunately, because I was busy here, couldn't fly to Barcelona. I was working with a company in Barcelona who only had their meeting there, but they came from all continents together, and they wanted to get one company because there are too many pulling in different directions, 7 factories, and each has their agenda, and they feel like they are not one global company. So I chose the piece that I think you heard when we had another session before, and this masterpiece has a following motive. You know, here below it says like this. It's like a wave trying to reach for the moon, but the wave goes up and goes down. It's like trying but not succeeding. You know, how many times in life, you know? And then it falls back in. And then comes the answer from the highest, very fine, very gentle. But it says, don't give up. One day you'll be there. From above, it says, don't give up. You're not ready yet, but strive. Don't stop striving. Learn, try. You know. So it says, and of course, there is a gap. There is a gap. And this is everybody's life experience if people are alive, you know? That we are stuck in everyday reality, and we would so much like to be in that divine sphere of divine ancestors. You know? So now how does that develop? This little masterpiece shows a journey towards that highest potential, towards confidence and trust that we can do it. And I use this for this company, so I can now comment to you, so you will see in your audience how practical that can be, such using a masterpiece. We will start at the upper corner. We'll start here. So this is the nucleus, like a beginning. And then you will see how it evolves. However, important to keep in mind, this motive goes through the whole masterpiece. And there are others who interfere and so on. But you all recognize motive between below and above, like in human life, below and above. So let's go and see how it evolves. I lost you and lost many others, because it's difficult to listen at the same time as it is beautiful, but also observe what is happening, right? Because one just gets into the stream of music. But we can learn to be experiencing the stream of music and at the same time observing. This is how we operate. We are completely identified with what we do. At the same time, we are outside and observing to make sure we don't make mess. Yeah. So let's go once again. What happens? Cook. Can you hear? The lower one says, do that. And the upper one says, no, no. And then he says, what? You must. Better not. But yes, say so. Oh no. Yeah, can you hear? These two spheres at the beginning are completely pulling in different directions. One says, Okay, so I say like marriage after 10 years. The company in Barcelona, I said, look, this is how you came together now. Everybody from another continent, another countries, another climate, another culture, another whatever. You are not one company. This is the beginning. So what happens then? Did you listen? For a moment, there is something, a rainbow that connects this chaos. Yes, it's just like this. So it's like a gateway. This opens up, connects this. Yeah. So it connects, and we can now go through the gateway and see what is on the other side. I said, now you arrive to Barcelona. What will happen now? Okay, let's hear it. By the way, at the end, I will play the whole piece for you and audience. But now we are going to chop it up in order to get familiar with the process, with the quality. Yes? So we go on. Tell me, is now the quality not somewhat changed?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Layer, like next level. So what is new? It starts like before. And now it does not go on as at the beginning, but it says, oh, well, doesn't go this way. Let me try this way. In music, this is called modulation. So it goes, you think it goes like this, but then it goes this way. So, changing direction. And now, you see, this is new. Suddenly emerges one direction. So like people from different places who don't know how to communicate, they decide to go this way. Yeah, and this is this. Yeah, can you hear? It says like this. So there is 3 times direction, and around it things are growing. So it's not pulling apart, it's now going in the right direction, yes? And growth, everybody likes growth. Question at the top. The top is a question, and at the zenith. What's the question? What's the question? When you decide to go together, what kind of new questions come out? And then what happens? Now, did you notice? When it came to the top, suddenly it turns inwardly. Because when you have power, more power, there comes the moment where you have to turn inside. You cannot go anywhere outside. You come to the wall, so to say. Now, the next step is, because growth, growth has limits. Sorry, but that's how it is. Most people don't believe that, but it does. Even in nature, we grow physically until we are 18 years old. Then we stop growing. We will be giants. We stop growing and we start developing. In developing means going in. So music after the high point goes in. Yeah. So less and less and less and less, and then at the end comes another gateway. And we go through. Yeah, what can I say? I try to project the experience when for. Can you hear? Can you feel like resignation? I call it the power of productive resignation. We must come to this moment in life not just to resign, but productively resigning, where you notice there are things in me, in us, that are not acceptable. We have to transform them. We have to let go of them. And then new gates open. So here we are. So what is the next stage? Gateway. Well, you can notice it's still the same masterpiece, the same qualities, the same motive between below and above, except now it is completely in another place. It is now opposite of the beginning. Now it is really listening to each other and real dialogue. And that's what I told people in Barcelona. Now, when you get to this point, change your program. You have too many PowerPoint presentations. Throw it out. Sit one and one and take 1 hour and tell each other what is your feeling about the things. Open to each other and you will see the results. So now, one says, what is your problem? And they said, oh, I don't know. Try to tell me. I'm here for you. Okay, I'll try. So go on. Oh, yeah, you notice there is now suddenly this real dialogue. Does it look like a rose?
Yes, it does.
I'm trying to get it out of that place. In other words, and it has a lot of light because there is listening. Real listening makes light appear. Light of the, there is light. You see, now we are in the depth of conversation. And this is a critical moment for a group, for a company, so that they can get to the next stage, that they first really open up to each other. So let's go where it goes. What we are now witnessing, transformation. Suddenly, it is possible to switch the positions. What used to be always below, trying to reach, and what was above, trying to bless, they are now switched over. Below is now above. And the other one is below. You understand? So, because of the intimacy and of the listening to each other, suddenly transformation comes just naturally forward. So what was below is now above. What was above is now below. Voila. So, and where does that go? I don't know if it comes through the machine, but I'll tell you.
Oh, it does. It's captivating when you deconstruct it and you show the whole piece.
It's
amazing.
Power that comes out of it. Why? Because it's not anymore below or above or one the other. It's now they join into one. They become one line, and they come out of this with great force. As one. So, and then one. And then it breaks off. At the very high point, it's this. And nothing. It's not finished. But what does it mean to let go? Do you know the magic of letting go? It's easy to say, hard to do. But when people are fighting and so on, somebody says, come on, let go. Let's come together on the next level. On this way, we will never, letting go. Because then things, if you let go at the zenith of your power, then things turn around and they start coming to you. You are not anymore pushing for something. Things come to you. You are just there because you learned this inner motion of letting go. So that's what happened. And now? Can you hear that? We come back to the origin. The same motive once again, from a distance, but luminous with inwardness. Yes? And full of light and life. So, you see, I told them, I said to them, if you do this, you will emerge out of your conversation with new strength. And then you go home, you fly to Colombia and to Florida and wherever you are, and you will be there with your idea, original subject of music. You will be there full of confidence. We can do it as one company, even if we are scattered around the different continents. We can do it because it comes back to the original idea and nobody's pulling now. It's now just there. You hear the end. very touching inner resonance of heart. You see, these are stages: first, second, third, fourth, fifth. 5 stages with one same idea, same company goes through. And I tell you, they will never forget. At this place, when we had one line, sing this one direction, I made them sing because they were projected on a big screen in Barcelona. So I was really very strongly present, even though on distance, I could hear them sing with me. You know, when you get people really involved and they see it's not only about music, it's about themselves. It's about their challenge and solution. Then you don't forget, because it's so different. It's productive detour, I call it. Now, in addition, if you look at this, what can you discover? These are roots, yeah, underground. These are stem and the leaves. This is a flower, and this is a fruit, and this is a seed for the next generation. You see? Evolving plant life, a law of nature. I believe real art is always related to real nature because it's organic, it's meaningful, it is beautiful. Yeah, it is aesthetic, it is so many things. And you know, when you listen to great music, you all the time say inside, yes, 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 yes. You feel like it all makes sense. And look at the world today. How many things make sense today? Very few, very few.
Not many. And what wisdom the collating or the comparison of nature to art, it is so true. It's organic. It evolves. It comes. It goes. It has its stages. I love that analogy.
Don't you think that we should take organic principle as a guiding light for organization? What about if organization would evolve in organic principle, not only buying other organizations, eating them, different cultures, and then controlling them, but instead growing organically? They say we grow, we do not just buy everybody. Sometimes there is necessary merger, but organically, so people feel like they are part of organism. It's a great feeling that you are not just there with your boss who tells you what to do and you tell the next ones what to do, chain of command. This is military. This is, old paradigm. We have to find these flat organizations, horizontal. So anyway, I will now play, because we must now do it justice to music. So I will play this through, and I ask you, try to feel transitions of the qualities of development. So this is the rhythm.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you.
Would you follow the
Yes.
qualities? Yeah, you see, Roxanne, if we start recognizing qualities in art, then we start recognizing qualities in our fellow human being.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And I think, your touching of, I'm going to use the corporate heart, is something that allows them to listen in a different way. Whereas, when traditional organizational consulting is mostly from the head, hence why that trajectory that you shared with us with that beautiful piece shows that unraveling, there's no space but to allow it to just transcend.
Yeah, well, we started, you are quite right. You started with the question of trust. You mentioned trust in the beginning, because trust is the most basic in any organization. I say the three things that are important is trust, trust, and trust, and everything else comes after. So what I want to say is, then look, if we start noticing uniqueness of every colleague or human being, and not noticing their double, their bad habits and all that, because that's easy to see. We all have problems, yes? But if we start looking for the qualities, then our fellow human being notices that. They immediately notice that you are really interested in them, not just how are you today, but really, what is your problem? How can I help you? I'm listening to you. I want to know. When they notice that, what happens? Trust. People trust you because they feel like you are interested in them. Most corporate people are only, when they see you, think, what can I get out of it, out of this guy for me? What can I get out of it? It's like going to conference and is there networking? Yes. What can I get out of it? That is, it stinks. Yeah, it stinks. It's terrible because you notice that and you don't want, you keep them at bay. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What can I get out of you? This is no go in our times. Now in this crisis.
There is need for this depth at this time, even more, Miha. And I hope that everybody that tuned in could hear the space and experience the space. Like, I know this is the third time I've heard you speak, and it astounds me every time as I have to close my eyes just to take the breath of it in. And I'm hoping that for leaders and their teams, that people that are tuned in today really take the experience in their heart and bring it with them. So Miha, any last words before I have people go away and think about what they've experienced today? What is it that you'd like to say, and where can they get a hold of you so that they can get a bit more of what they've experienced today?
Well, look, if I would say something now, then it would be like, what can I get out of this? I would say nothing. You ended so beautifully. I think your words said it all. So I'm pleased that we are in conversation in this way. And if somebody feels like this is valuable, they can reach out to me and we can talk.
Thank you so much, Miha. And on that note, just reach out if you're wanting to know more about that authentic heart leadership. And Miha, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have met you in the realm that I did, and that we have been able to spend this time together. And for everyone out there, if you're needing anything at all, please reach out to Miha, and he will be more than happy to get back to you. Again, take care, and we'll see you again next week.
Take care and take risk.
Thanks, Miha.
Thanks for tuning in to Authentic Living with Roxanne, creating the space for positive, healthy change. Roxanne is a keynote speaker, psychotherapist, and coach. To work with Roxanne, visit roxannederhaj.com/blueprint. We'll see you next time on Authentic Living with Roxanne.